Hi everyone. Okay. I need you to actually listen to me right now. Like, really listen. Something is unfolding in your reality at this exact moment that is so unexpected, so completely outside what you thought was possible for your life, that when you finally recognize it, you're going to need to sit down. Welcome back. It's Anna. And lock your windows and doors because what I'm tuning into is the kind of shift that changes everything, not metaphorically, actually everything. And you're standing right in the middle of it without even realizing what's happening around you. Never in a million years did I think this would happen. That's probably what you're going to say when this fully lands. Let me break down what's got me so shook right now. You may be experiencing these small moments lately where reality feels tilted, like you're looking at your life from a slightly different angle and things that used to make sense suddenly don't. Things you were certain about now feel questionable. Things you dismissed as impossible now feel strangely within reach. Some people describe this as a kind of vertigo, not physical, but existential. The ground beneath them is shifting and they can't quite get their footing. And instead of recognizing it as transformation, they're trying to make everything go back to how it was. But it won't go back. It can't because you're different now. It might feel like you're walking through your regular routine, doing the same things you always do, but there's this weird static in the air. The sense that something significant is happening just outside your field of vision, and every time you turn to look directly at it, it shifts. Let me just stop here for a second because what I'm picking up on is honestly wild. This reflection invites you to consider, what if the impossible thing you stopped letting yourself want is currently possible? What if the timeline you thought would take years is actually compressed into right now? You may have noticed your internal dialogue has gotten louder recently. Like there's a debate happening in your head between the version of you that plays it safe and the version of you that's ready to leap. And that louder voice, the one telling you to go for it. It's not being reckless, it's recognizing something your logical mind hasn't caught up to yet. It's possible there's information your body is processing that your brain is still resisting. Your nervous system knows something's different. Your intuition is firing on all cylinders, but your thoughts are still trying to maintain the old story about who you are and what's available to you. In some situations, massive transformation shows up disguised as regular life. You're just existing. And underneath it all, the tectonic plates of your reality are reorganizing themselves. Hold up. I need to actually explain what I mean by lock your windows and doors. There's this thing that happens when you're on the edge of a breakthrough, when you're about to step into a version of your life that's so different from what you've known. Your system wants to protect you, so it creates reasons to stay inside the familiar. It manufactures fear. It convinces you that safety is more important than expansion. It's possible you're currently experiencing an increase in anxiety that doesn't match your actual circumstances. You're feeling panic about things that aren't actually threatening. You're scared in a way that seems disproportionate to what's actually happening. But what if that fear isn't about danger? What if it's about change? What if your whole system is trying to lock the windows and doors to keep out the transformation that's already here? Some people notice they're suddenly more cautious when things are actually getting better. They start finding problems where there weren't problems before. They create distance just when connection is becoming real. They sabotage just when success is becoming possible. You may be doing this right now without even recognizing it. This reflection invites you to consider, what if your fear is actually pointing you toward what matters most? It might feel like you're being extra careful, extra protective, extra guarded lately. And you're telling yourself it's wisdom, it's discernment, it's learning from past mistakes. But what if it's actually resistance? What if you're trying to lock yourself away from the very thing that could transform your entire existence? That's what I mean by lock your windows and doors. You're fortifying yourself against your own evolution. Let me shift gears here and talk about what's actually present in your current reality. It's possible there's an opportunity sitting right in front of you that you keep looking past, not because it's not appealing, but because it's too appealing, because accepting it would mean admitting that, yes, this level of good is actually available to you. Some people experience this as repeatedly talking themselves out of things that excite them. They get an idea and immediately list all the reasons it won't work. They feel a pull toward something and immediately build a case for why it's impractical. You may notice you're arguing against your own desires right now. You want something, but you're treating that wanting like a problem to solve rather than information to trust. This reflection invites you to consider, what are you trying to logic yourself out of that your heart is screaming yes to? It might feel safer to stay skeptical, to keep your expectations low, to assume things won't work out so you're not disappointed when they don't. But what's that caution actually costing you? There's this quality in your current experience that feels like anticipation, like your body knows something's coming, but your mind is blocking you from fully preparing for it. So you're in this weird liminal space of almost knowing, but not quite letting yourself know. Never in a million years did I think this would happen. You might be saying that phrase soon about something in your life, something that seemed so far outside the realm of possibility that you didn't even let yourself fantasize about it. But it's here, or it's forming, or it's already happened and you're still operating like it hasn't. Some people are so committed to their old story that they can't see the new reality even when they're living it. They're experiencing something incredible and still telling themselves it's not that big of a deal, still minimizing, still waiting for the catch. You may be downplaying something right now that's actually extraordinary, telling yourself it's normal when it's not, acting casual about something that's actually rare, treating something significant like it's no big deal because admitting it's a big deal feels too vulnerable. This reflection invites you to consider, what are you refusing to acknowledge the significance of? Let me be straight with you about something. The energy I'm picking up on isn't gentle. It's not a soft invitation to grow. It's more like you're getting pulled into your next chapter, whether you feel ready or not, whether you've prepared or not, whether you think you deserve it or not. It's possible you're experiencing things moving faster than you can process, developments happening before you've fully integrated the last development, changes stacking on top of changes until you can't tell where one ends and another begins. Some people find this pace overwhelming. They want to slow down. They want time to adjust. They want everything to pause so they can catch their breath. But life doesn't always offer that luxury. Sometimes transformation has its own timeline that doesn't accommodate our comfort. You may be feeling pushed right now, pressured, like you're being rushed into decisions or situations before you feel fully prepared. But what if you're more prepared than you think? What if all the work you've done, all the growth you've experienced is less than #0? 5 is greater than all the healing you've processed. It was all building toward this, toward being able to handle exactly what's happening right now. This reflection invites you to consider, what if you're ready and you just don't trust it yet? There's something about your current state that suggests you're standing at a threshold, not approaching a threshold, standing on it. 1 foot in the old reality, 1 foot in the new, and you're stuck there because you're trying to keep both options open. But thresholds aren't meant for living on. They're meant for crossing. It's possible you're waiting for more certainty before you commit to the new, more proof that it's safe, more evidence that it will work out, more guarantee that you won't regret it. But the thing about thresholds is they require faith. They require you to step forward before you can see where you'll land. They demand trust before they offer certainty. Some people stay stuck in doorways for years, wanting the new but unwilling to release the old, reaching forward with one hand while clinging backward with the other. You may be doing this right now, saying you want change while simultaneously doing everything you can to keep things the same. This reflection invites you to consider, what would it take for you to fully step through? Let me talk about what never in a million years actually means in this context. It's not about something random happening. It's about you becoming someone you never thought you could be. It's about you accessing a level of life you convinced yourself wasn't for people like you. It's possible you're currently living proof of your own capacity and you're too busy being scared to notice. Some people achieve things they never thought possible and immediately start questioning whether they really achieved them, whether they deserve them, whether it's all about to collapse. They can't enjoy their own success because they're too busy waiting for it to be taken away. You may be standing in your own miracle right now and treating it like borrowed time, like something you'll have to give back eventually, like you snuck into a place you don't belong. But what if you do belong? What if this is exactly where you're supposed to be? This reflection invites you to consider, what would change if you owned your current reality instead of questioning it? There's this weird thing that's probably happening where other people can see your transformation more clearly than you can. They're commenting on changes in you that you haven't noticed. They're treating you differently in ways you keep dismissing, but they're not wrong. They're seeing accurately. You're just too close to your own process to have perspective on it. It might feel like people are projecting onto you, giving you credit you don't deserve, seeing things in you that aren't really there. But what if they're just seeing what's actually present while you're still looking through old lenses? You remain in full control of your choices here. You can resist this. You can lock your windows and doors against your own transformation. You can stay fortified in the familiar, even as it becomes less and less livable. Or you can unlock the doors. You can open the windows. You can let in what's trying to reach you. The choice has always been yours. You may notice just reading this is creating some kind of reaction in you. Maybe resistance, maybe recognition, maybe both at once. Whatever you're feeling, that's information. Pay attention to it. Take what lands, discard what doesn't, trust what you know in your bones. Before we close, I'm asking you directly. What's the thing in your life right now that you never thought would actually happen? What reality are you living that surprises you every time you remember it's real? Drop it in the comments if you want to name it. And this, what are you locking yourself away from right now that's actually trying to free you? What would shift if you stopped protecting yourself from your own expansion? Lock your windows and doors? Maybe that's what you've been doing. Maybe that's why you feel so trapped. Maybe you've been keeping yourself locked in while thinking you were keeping danger locked out. Never in a million years did I think this would happen. Say that, mean it, about your current life, about who you're becoming, about what's already present that you thought was impossible. Not eventually. Right now, trust yourself with this. Trust that you can handle more than you think you can. Trust that the unfamiliar isn't necessarily unsafe. Trust that transformation feels destabilizing because it is, and that's okay. You don't need all the answers before you take the next step. You just need to take it. I'll see you in the next one. And listen, whatever's happening in your life that feels too big or too fast or too unexpected. You're not crazy. It is big, and you're capable of meeting it. Unlock the door. Step through.